All right, we're on our second lesson as we look at how it works. Last week we looked at the first part where it says, rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not give themselves to this simple program. And we found out that there are two kinds of people, that there are cannots and that there are will nots. And we found out that what we are, we just will not.
That's right.
We just will not do what we're supposed to do one day at a time in order to stay clean. And so this week we're going to move on down the list. Let me get it straight here. I may need you. No, I got it. All right. It said we may feel that we are different from other people, either much worse or much better. We may look down on ourselves and continually compare ourselves with other people. Or perhaps our addiction is more socially acceptable. We may tend to console ourselves by looking down on others whose sins seems worse than ours. And it's a big thing in the therapeutic community. It's called social acceptability. That's when we stop working because we have some goals in mind, and the goal is just to become socially acceptable. That means to get my family back or to get a job. We have benchmarks that we shoot for. And when we hit that mark, we tend to stop working the program.
Yeah.
And so you have to explore yourself to find out, what is my mark?
Yeah.
What is my goal? Is my goal to really to stay clean one day at a time for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Or is it to grow in my relationship with God? Or am I here to get my family back? Am I here to get a job? Am I here? Why are you here?
Yeah.
That's what we got to figure out.
Yeah.
In the NA text, it says like this in While We Here. It says that we couldn't live and enjoy life like other people did.
That's right.
We had to have something different.
That's right.
And so that becomes our issue, is why we're here. But that social acceptability is big because people start patting us on our back.
Yeah.
And start to say, you're doing so well.
Yeah.
You know, and then once we get a few of those, we tend to stop working the program.
Yeah.
I hear the same thing all the time when people come back or they fall off. They say this, I stopped. And then they start. You see what I'm saying? I'll say, I stopped going to church, or I stopped going to meetings, I stopped doing this, and then I start using.
Yeah.
And what we got to figure out is how not to stop. That's the issue. Romans 3:10 says that there is no one righteous, no, not one.
Yeah.
And here it says, as the scripture says, no one is good, no one in all the world is innocent. And so we have to understand that, you know what, when we go to comparing ourselves to other people, ain't nobody righteous. We're all sinners. And we done all done, we've all fallen short. Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
It says our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like and what our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. And what that means is, y'all, is that generally we're the same.
Yeah.
I'm not any better or I'm not any worse. You see what I'm saying? Now my situation may be a little bit different, and so we tend to as we go down the line or falling off, we start to hang. The big book says like this, I seek out sorted people in sorted places because I want to be just a little bit better than the crowd I hang in. I know I can't hang with my family no more, so I drop down the social ladder, but I'm a little bit more superior than the rest of them. Herman says that we got to take our uniquers off.
Yeah.
Because we're always unique. We think our situation is different. You know, nobody understands me.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, and we'll come and we'll be like, no, I can't talk to these people in here. You know, I got to talk to you, Mr. Bussy, or I got to talk to Diane, our LPC, because nobody in here can understand my situation. No, we can understand you.
That's right.
Your situation ain't no different. It's generally the same.
That's right.
And that's what we got to figure out, but that's hard for us.
Yeah.
Say addicts have three things. Three things happen in the addict's life that make them alike. And the first one, y'all, is we all have addictive behaviors. We all have addictive behaviors. Secondly, we all must hit bottom. And thirdly, we're all powerless. Let me try to flush those out. We have addictive behaviors. We just had this brother that came through with me back in the early 90s. And he used to say, hi, my name is such and such, and I'm addicted to anything that makes me act bad or feel good. I'm addicted to anything that makes me act bad or feel good. We have addictive behaviors. We get caught up and stuck on anything. We're extremists. And so I'm addicted to the chaos that comes along with addiction. I'm addicted to the lifestyle. You know, we get in here and those things, and what happens is once we stop using, check this out, then we will transfer our addiction. Because my pastor says that once we stop something, we're supposed to replace that with God, but we don't do that.
Right.
And it normally plays itself out in three different ways in here. Sex, food, and stuff. Sex, food, and stuff. The average weight gain in here is about 40 pounds in 4 months. I probably shouldn't be saying this. I told the women when we started the women program, I said, that's not going to be cute for y'all, but it's the same thing for them. 40 pounds. Y'all know that's not healthy.
That's right.
To gain 40 pounds in 4 months.
That's right.
And then we get in relationship after relationship, or we just start accumulating a whole bunch of stuff. Because that void in there where we stop using has to be replaced with something.
That's right.
And so we got to figure out early on, what are we going to replace that void with, so that we don't get addicted to something else. The next one is all must hit bottom. All must hit bottom. And bottom is not a circumstance or a situation. Bottom is when I become willing to do whatever it takes to stay clean one day at a time. That's what bottom is. When we start attaching that to a circumstance, I know I'm through now because if I use again, the doctor say I'm going to die. That ain't bottom. Or if I'm going to use again, or I'm going to lose my job, or my family going to leave me. And family members, y'all have to realize you got to stop threatening. Because threats don't work. Because typically, we done found out you ain't going to be able to back them up anyway.
Yeah.
And so make sure when you make that threat, it's something that you can keep. You know, if you use again, I'm going to put you out. They know you ain't going to put them out. So be careful with that. Because when I'm ready to stop using, you don't have to threaten me no more.
That's right.
Because I'm going to do whatever it takes.
That's right.
I become easily led
Yeah.
once I've hit bottom. That's what bottom is. You can tell bottom. Because bottom is when I stop, when I cease fighting everybody and everything. That's the way the literature says.
That's right.
That's what bottom is. When I cease fighting,
That's right.
I'm just willing. Okay, I'll do it. Then I'll do my 90 and 90. Then I'll get me a sponsor. Then I'll work the steps when I've hit bottom. You know it when you see it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
Powerless. We're all powerless. Y'all, you don't get any stronger in your years of recovery.
That's right.
You don't get more power. You just become aware of how weak you really are and make adjustments.
Yeah.
See, we think that once I've been clean for 6 months, I am more powerful than I was. No, you're just more aware of your weaknesses. That's what happens, y'all. I'm no more stronger today than I was when I came in here. If I go around people drinking and smoking crack today, I use today at 24 years just like I did at 1 month.
That's right.
I just have a little more wisdom to keep myself out of those positions.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. We're powerless.
That's right.
There's no one righteous, no, not one.
No, no.
We just become wiser. Now, we have a hard time with the word powerless.
Yeah.
We struggle with that. That's why we can't get step one. Step one said we admitted that we were powerless and our life has become unmanageable. We don't like that because that's defeat.
Yeah.
The 12 by 12 says it like this. Practically no one likes to admit complete defeat.
Yeah.
Our every natural instinct cries out against the state of personal powerlessness.
That's right.
It goes against everything in me.
That's right.
You know, I always use this scenario. You remember when you were little and you played the game Uncle?
Oh, yeah.
You know, and somebody gets you down and they say Uncle. You know, or say I give. But we're the people, we'll say Uncle, or we'll say give, but we're looking for a stick or a rock. Because really what we want you to do is to let us up, right? Because I'm going to get you. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to say whatever you want me to say. But as soon as you get up, I'm going to get you. That's what we do in here.
Yeah.
We will say whatever we need to say, or we'll do whatever we need to do. We just trying to get up.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go back to doing exactly what I've been doing all along.
Yeah.
Then I'll finally fall off. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
But you are powerless.
Wow.
All of us have addictive behaviors.
Yeah.
Then and now. I have to be careful because it's like cookies or cake or anything like that brother said that makes me feel good, act bad, I will overdo it.
Yeah.
Then I got to understand what bottom is. Bottom is just when I'm willing.
Yeah.
And then I am powerless.
Yeah.
I'm powerless then, I'm powerless now. But what I have is a choice. That's what I didn't have.
Yeah.
I have a choice. That's the power that the programming God gives me.
That's
I
right.
have a choice today.
That's right.
I used to didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Because when that obsession came, I went out and used. But today, I got a choice whether I use or not. That's what we get in the fellowship. It's just a choice.
Yours.
And we got to get all right with that. That makes sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It's the choice that we get. This on y'all paper, it's not on here. My administrative assistant put it, but that it is 1 Timothy 1:19. It says, cling tightly to your faith in Christ and always keep your conscience clear, doing what you know is right. For some people have deliberately done what they know was wrong. It isn't surprisingly, soon they lost their faith in Christ after defying God like that.
Wow. Wow.
See, we talked about last week in James 4:17, and it just says, for those of us that know what is right to do and fail to do it, for us that's sin. And so here it's saying we cling tightly to our faith, always keeping our conscience clear. What we got to do is do what we know is right, y'all, so our conscience will be clear. You know, because what's done in the dark will be seen in the light, right?
That's right.
And we got to learn to start living an authentic life.
Yeah.
I got 18 months clean the first time, and then I fell off. After 18 months, I thought I was through. But while I fell off, I was 3 different people. I was 3 different people. I was one person in church.
Yeah.
I was one person when I went to meetings. And then I was another person when I got with my fellas.
Yeah.
And neither one of those guys were the same in no regard. I learned how to play the game. And my conscience wasn't clear. And so finally that caught up with me, and I learned that I'm going to have to be one person.
That's right.
You know, whether I'm with my friends, I'm the same person.
Yeah.
Whether I'm at church, I'm the same person.
That's right.
Whether I'm in the meetings, I'm the same person.
That's right.
You know, and I had to learn how to live an authentic life Y'all with me?
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens to us, y'all. We become so many different people, we become confused. I did. Because I was going to church. I was teaching Sunday school. I was going out on the witnessing committee. You see what I'm saying? I was going to brotherhood. I was singing in the choir. I was doing all of the things that I was supposed to do in church. Then I was leading meetings. I had a sponsor. I was working the steps. But when I left them places, I was still lying to the girlfriend I had. I was still going places I didn't have no business. See, what none of that lining up. What nothing I learned in church affecting the way I lived when I left.
Yeah.
You know, what nothing I was doing in the meetings affecting what I, see what I'm saying? But when I was at church, I was that dude.
Yeah.
I was that dude. When I went to meetings, I was teaching the meetings. I knew the literature, but I was somebody else when I left. You know? And I see that a lot around here with people. Y'all have multiple personalities too. Y'all are 2 or 3 different people too.
That's right.
You might better try to be one.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
And learn to be all right with it. And so I learned how to like me.
Yeah.
And what the issue was, y'all, I didn't know me. And the person who I thought I was, I didn't like. That makes sense? And that's what y'all have to learn how to do. You have to learn how to like you.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to get this right in a minute. Maybe I need your help, Levi. You keep going. I tried. It says in the big book, if you've decided you want what we have and are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. If you have decided you want what we have and are ready to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take some steps. See, I got to make a decision, y'all. See, step 3 says we made a decision to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood Him. And when I first got in here, they gave me this riddle. They said that if there were 3 frogs on the log and one decided to jump, how many frogs is left on the log? How many?
2.
Why is that?
Because all of them.
All right. There are 3 frogs on the log and one decided to jump. How many frogs is still left on the log?
3.
Why?
Because
He ain't jump off. He never.
Yeah, he just made a decision. There you go. You had the number right, but you didn't say it right. See, it starts with us just making a decision.
Okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what if you have decided you want what we have. See, first thing I got to do is make a decision. I got to decide, y'all. See, we ain't sure we want this.
That's right.
Yeah. Come on, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I got to first get in my mind. Do I really want this?
Man, that's good.
See, I wanted the pain to stop.
Right.
I didn't necessarily want to be no Christian like y'all was telling me to be. I didn't really want to live like y'all people wanted me to live. I just wanted the pain to stop.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to stop going to jail. I wanted to stop sleeping outside. I wanted to stop all of that. But I didn't want the rest of this stuff. So I had to understand that if I want this, I can't take some of it. I got to take all of it. You see what I'm saying? I take all of this. And so it takes y'all family members, some of them, y'all, they haven't decided yet. They just want the pain to stop.
Yeah.
And you can tell. You can tell. See, because you'll see spite.
Yeah.
Then you become willing to go to any length to get it. Next week we'll talk about that some of these we bought. We thought we could find the easiest off the way.
Yeah.
See, that balking means some of these we stop. You know, like you tell somebody, all right, they say, well, can I have this, or will you let me do this? You say, yeah, but you're going to have to do this, this, and this. And they say, oh, no, I don't even want it then.
Yeah.
We all had that, right?
Yes.
You know, they ask you something, but when you put up the circumstances in which they have to, and the things they have to do in order to get it, they say, you know what, I don't want it that bad.
Yeah.
You know, ladies like, you know, we'll be saying, oh, hey, can I get your phone number? And then you say, okay, now be with me. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to be faithful. You're going to be, we be like, oh, no, you know, I don't even go through all that. You know, I want to talk to you sometime. Like, hey, you know, when my wife told me, you know, all her standards, I said, hey, well, we'll just be friends. That sister told me, brother, I got enough friends. You know, I said, so you don't want to be my friend? She said, no, I don't want to be your friend. I got right, you know, because I thought she was going to play with me and compromise, and, you know, I didn't want to rise up to no standard.
Right.
I just wanted to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the way we do this program. We don't want to rise up to no standard. We don't want to go to any length. I just want the pain to stop. And like we said last week, God is not into social promotion.
Amen.
Social promotion is if I can just be nice enough and sweet enough, and then, you know, they take us to the next grade. You know, back when I was in school, they had this thing called, they had social promotion. You know, I come to class and the teacher would just tell me, boy, you drunk. Just go in there and put your head down on the desk, and, you know, and just be quiet. Just come to class, we're going to let you make it. That later caught up with me. And we think that God is like that. That we just be nice, or we just try a little bit, he will relieve us from this burden. That's why we've been struggling with this thing called addiction for 20 years. Now, you're gonna pass this test, or you're going to stay there. God is a merciful God, but he don't do social promotion.
That's right.
Y'all got it? See, we think that means that he's not merciful. So in order for God to be a merciful God, he has to deliver us the way that we want to be delivered. And let me say something about deliverance. I believe in my heart, I believe wholeheartedly that God can deliver me from addiction. I believe wholeheartedly in that. But guess what? Jesus did not save everybody.
That's right.
When he was on his 33 years on earth, he didn't deliver everybody, y'all.
Right.
He didn't heal everybody.
That's right.
He didn't heal everybody the way they wanted to be delivered.
That's right.
He didn't. I used to say, God, just take this taste from my mouth. Deliver me from this. And it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And finally, I got in my spirit, y'all, that you know what? He can't trust me with deliverance. Not the kind I wanted. You know how I know? Because every time he would relieve that from me, I would go back and do what I was doing. You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, I said, oh Lord, if you get me out of this one, I'm going to serve you. And finally, he's like, no, you ain't. But if I leave this on you and give you a way out, and you realize that the only way you can stay clean is you're going to have to serve me, and you're going to have to go to meetings, you're going to have to teach, and you're going to have to do this, and then you can stay clean,
That's right.
I got it.
That's right.
So what he gave me was a daily reprieve. He didn't deliver me the way I want, because if he would, he couldn't trust me with that.
That's right.
And some of the rest of y'all can't be trusted with the kind of deliverance that you want.
That's right.
You done proved that, because every time you go to jail or you get in a situation, you stop. As soon as you get out, you go back and do exactly what you were doing. That proves you can't be trusted with that.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people that can be trusted.
Yeah.
I can't speak for God, but obviously it's not you, because every time you done got a way out, you went right back to doing what you was doing.
right.
But what if you are like me and God is saying, you know what, I will bless you, but you're going to have to serve me.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to go to some meetings.
Yeah.
Would that be enough for you?
My.
It's easy to say now,
Yeah.
but we'll see when you get out.
Yeah.
See if you show up at somebody's local congregation.
Yeah.
See if you go and help somebody else. See if you go to meetings.
Yeah.
Because that may be your only way out. That was mine. I got 24 years clean. I show up
Yeah.
and I be excited. That's why I said, and I am excited.
Yeah.
Because I don't let that excitement leave, because I know this is my only way I can stay clean.
That's right.
And as Paul said, I don't count it as robbery.
Yeah.
You see, we think that there is a second class deliverance. No, deliverance is deliverance.
Deliverance. Yeah.
That's us that puts classes on deliverance. You know, those ones that God take the taste out of their mouth and they don't have to go to no meetings and they don't have to do nothing. That's first class deliverance.
My.
If you got to go to meetings and all that stuff like me, you way back there and coach.
My.
No, I'm clean. I got 24 years clean.
Yeah, that's first class.
God's been good to me. But I got to do some things because he couldn't trust me.
That's right.
Because I ain't going to serve unless. And he all right with that.
Yeah.
He ain't mad at me.
That's right.
He know me. I'm his child.
Yeah.
He know you too. You know, we all done prayed them dope fiend prayers that we ain't kept, right? Lord, if you get me out of this one, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I don't play the lottery, but some of y'all do. You know, it's that same lottery prayer y'all pray. Every time it get real big, and you say, Lord, if I win this $207 million, I'm gonna give this to the church, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and you wake up the next day and you didn't win. You know you weren't gonna do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we play that game, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, I don't gamble because I got addictive behavior.
Yeah.
You know, when scratch offs first came out, I started buying them, and before I know it, I was buying 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. I said, I'm gonna stop this. I never did win no money,
Yeah.
but I would buy them, and I figured out that you know what, gambling ain't for me.
That's right.
Because I'm going to leave my drug addiction and go into a gambling addiction.
Yeah.
So I don't play the lottery. I don't buy no scratch off. And some of y'all do. I ain't saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it don't fit I'm not making a moral thing. I'm just saying I seen myself spending more money than I needed to spend. So I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. Because if I could do it, and not spend all my money, I buy them. I be tempted.
Yeah.
Last year when that thing was up to 200 and some million dollars, I was like, hey. Well, I almost bought one that time. I was like, shoot, I ain't gonna buy but one. I started sounding like a dope fiend, like I am. I ain't gonna buy but one.
Yeah.
I went on and got my gas and went on by my business. I was like, no, that's a trick. I ain't gonna buy just one. You know, I'm gonna buy 4 because I need my odds. Because, you know, I'm gonna build a church, I'm gonna pay the gatehouse off, I'm gonna do, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, right.
All right.
Number 3, recovery is a process. The addicted person must make a decision. You gotta make a decision, y'all. We talked about that a little bit. You got to make a decision. You know, a serious one. We talked about last week about commitment. But we got to make a decision. Do I really want to do this, y'all? Is this what I want? You know, after the pain has stopped. See, we got to make 2 decisions. I tell the clients when they come in here that the first decision to come here is not really a decision for treatment. You just want the pain to stop. Because it says, under the lash of alcoholism, we was driven into AA. Then and only then do we become as willing as the dying can be. And so the first decision I make when I come here, I'm just making the decision for the pain to stop. But once my mind is clear, then I got to make a clear-headed decision that I want this thing. You see what I'm saying? When I got some choices. And when life has gotten better. We're almost through. Number 4, recovery is based on attraction rather than promotion, it said. This thing's about attraction. What that mean? See, we are people that need to see what this thing is going to look like. Stephen Covey wrote this book a long time ago, about 20-some years ago, called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the first habit he said was begin with the end in mind. And so that's why it's so important that we have brothers like Brother Sturkey and Herman so that we can kind of see what this thing look like. Because it's about attraction. You know, you can't just tell me a whole bunch of stuff and I go by it. I need to see it.
Yeah.
You know, I need to see him with his wife. I need to see him with his kid. Because it's about attraction. Then I become attracted to that. And for those of us in recovery and those of us who are Christians, we got to do a better job of making recovery look more attractive. We got to do a better job of making following Christ look more attractive. You know, in the Mosaic Law, when the people fast, they will walk around looking pious and superior because they wanted everybody to know that they were denying themselves and they were fasting. You know, it was a point of pride. We do that as Christians sometimes. You know, we become real pious and we don't become all that attractive. You know, those of us in recovery, we got to share. That's why I ask everybody when they come back around, I said, man, are you enjoying life? And most times they tell me, yeah. I said, are you sharing that with somebody? It's not bragging, but I got to come back around and share the fun that I'm having being clean. So that the new person can hear that and see that, because the main thing that kept me from getting clean was I didn't think you could have fun being clean. You know, because the only thing I could focus on was the things that I couldn't do. I can't get high, I can't go to the party, I can't drink, and that was the only thing that was on my mind. Not what I could do, but the things that I couldn't do. And then I finally seen some brothers who was doing some things and they were having fun, and I said, oh, okay, so you can have fun being clean. You know, I had to figure that out, because sometimes we don't make recovery look all that fun. Because we only come around and share when we are having a hard time. But we don't come back around and say, man, wow, man, I went fishing, or, you know, me and my wife done this, I'm buying me a home, I'm going to school. It's about attraction. It's about attraction. So we got to share it with some people. We have one brother now that he's working, and I gave him an assignment. I said, man, you got to do one fun thing a week and come back here and share it with somebody, almost make you run the hill. So, because I want him to do, because I'm seeing him getting caught up in work, and he's doing real good on his job, but he ain't having no time to have no fun. I'm like, nah, partner, you're going to go to the aquarium, you're going to go to a game, you're going to go to a movie, you're going to do something once a week. You know, now it's tough to be punished because you got to go do something fun, right? But we get so caught up, we forget to have fun. And we need to let somebody else know what we're doing so they understand. Because this thing is about attraction. It makes sense? It's about attraction. Number 5, the recovering addict must make recovery a priority. It's a priority. Yeah. We say it like this right here. That is God first, recovery second, then me, then my wife, then my kids if we legally married. If you're not legally married, your girlfriend is number 42. Number 42. Why? Because if I can't stay clean and I can't hold a job and I ain't got no car, I shouldn't have no woman anyway, right?
Amen.
And there's something wrong with her if she want me like that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something wrong with her. You don't want her. Because she'll take you any kind of way.
That's right.
Oh, I love you. And you homeless, unemployed, no car. There's something wrong with that sister. You need to run from her. Because she don't have any standard. You know what? In the book of Genesis, God gave Adam a relationship with him. He gave him responsibilities. He gave him a job. Then he gave him a woman. In that order. And if a brother don't have a relationship with God, and he ain't responsible, and he ain't got a job, he shouldn't have a woman.
Amen.
That's biblical standards.
It is.
So we need to follow that. But it's God, recovery, then us. Now, let me explain this one right here, because this is a tricky one. What that means is when you're a married person and you are number 3, it's not talking about how you spend your money and that kind of stuff. What I mean by that is that what I do for the Lord and what I do for my clean time. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to allow my wife to stop me from doing what it takes to stay clean.
Yeah.
I'm not going to allow her to stop me from doing what I need to do in growing in Christ. Now, how I spend my money and stuff, she come before me. I ain't going to go and buy me some shoes and not buy her no shoes. You see what I'm saying? That's not what, then see, we out of order. When you walk around and you sugar sharp and your wife and kids ain't got nothing talking about, I'm number 3. No, you're not number 3 when it comes to your money and taking care of your responsibilities. That means in your spiritual growth and in your recovery. That makes sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Then it's your wife, then it's your kids, and then it's so on and so on. So we need to do us a priority list to get our priorities straight. I didn't get you in trouble over that, did I, man? I'm sorry. He got it out of order. You got you some shoes coming, sister. You got you some shoes coming.
But he gets 3 and she gets 1.
Wow. We're going to work on him. But priorities are big. Now, for me, God and recovery is first in my life, because what I do know is if I'm not clean, I'm not going to have nothing, no way. So I can't let my job become before my recovery, because I ain't going to have no job if I'm getting high. I can't allow my family to come before my recovery, because they're not going to be with me if I'm getting high. So I got to do what it takes to get clean and stay clean first. I would rather my wife be mad at me because I'm going to a meeting and doing what I need to do to stay clean than for her to be getting high, getting mad at me because I stole the TV. And family members that will never fully understand recovery. You just got to work it and they will accept it. They don't understand it. My wife don't understand why I do what I do. She don't understand it, but she accepts it. She's going about her business. She don't like it either. She really doesn't. This morning, Pat called me. I was in the other room, and she answered my cell phone because, hey, I live authentic life. It don't matter to me. And ain't nobody but me and her in the house. Everybody say, well, can I get your cell phone number rather than your house number? Because somebody else answered your phone. That means that he lived by a code that, nobody else is supposed to answer your cell phone. Maybe they can answer the house phone. Because he ain't been living an authentic life He one of them brothers that put his phone in a plastic bag and take it to the shower. Gotta take it in the shower, don't you? Can't leave it nowhere, can you? Got 9 passcodes. We don't live like that, Pat, so it don't matter who answers my phone. You know, hope I didn't break the code, but you didn't lose any respect for me, did you? No. That brother didn't say your wife answered the phone, he said somebody. Wow. That was funny, Pat. It was hard to you, wasn't it? Kind of.
Yeah.
See, when you get you a wife and you start living authentic, she can answer your phone, Pat.
And she will.
And you don't even have to worry about it. That's it. That married brother over there, he said she will. So I guess that means she answers your phone.
Yeah. And you better not say nothing about it either.
What do you think about that, Pat? You ain't gonna follow us down that road, huh? Be like, I ain't going with that one. I may do some of that other stuff, but phone off limit. You gonna follow us with that one too?
Yeah, sure.
Really? I can't wait. I'm gonna say that too. I said somebody answered your phone. Somebody. Where do you think I was when you said somebody?
I don't know.
Just threw you off?
It just threw me off not to hear you.
You must don't call me to marry me. That's funny. The steps to recovery is clear. It's clear, y'all. It's clear. It ain't that complicated. Getting clean and staying clean is one of the easiest things that we'll do. We said last week, I just got to do what I'm told, when I'm told, how I'm told, right? It's not that complicated. It's real clear. That makes sense?
Yes.
In closing, it says our beliefs are important, but we must go beyond just thinking the right things to doing the right things. That is where God's real battles are won. See, we got to stay out of our head. See, we think our way into getting high. I just got to follow simple instructions. Because the program is clear. They tell us what to do. But I complicate it in my thinking.
Right.
Our voice commitments to recovery is evidenced when we take the necessary steps. Some of them are painful, and we live out our relationship with God in ways that show others the comfort and deliverance that can be found in Him. See, my voice commitments. See, we are real good talkers. But guess what, y'all? Ain't nobody going by what we say no more.
Action.
Y'all know that? Because we all promised out. You know, so ain't no need of me going to my family and making a whole bunch of promises. I just got to start living this thing out. I talk about that when I say it is 3 kinds of amends that we make. And we'll be through. The first amends that we make is a verbal amends. That just means I'm sorry, right? But we all sorry it out. So ain't no need of us going and making, because ain't nobody listening to us. Because they're going to say, man, you done said that so many times, right? Then the second one is a financial amends. There are some people we just going to have to pay back financially. And then the third one is where I believe all of us are. It's called a living amends. I just got to live some of that stuff down. Y'all with me? I just got to live it out. Ain't no need of me trying to make the people believe me. I just got to live one day at a time and live it out. I'm 24 years in, and some people still don't believe me. I just got to keep on living. That's what a living amends is. You just keep on living one day at a time. First one is a verbal amends. Second one is a financial amends. Third one, a living amends. And my voice commitments have to be lived out. Y'all got it? And once I do that, then the program works. That's how it works, y'all. Got it?
Got it.